maybe 4 to 6 hours a day at least,
Yeah.
sometimes 8 hours. So I practice a lot at school when the teacher was lecturing on the board, and I just practicing writing under there on my notebook with the.
Hi, mate. I'm really
Hi.
happy to have you finally on the podcast. How are you doing, dude?
It's great. It's so nice having a conversation for a long time. We know each other for a long time, right? It's the
Yeah,
first
but
time we have a talk. It's
it's,
very excited about it.
it's the first
Thank you
time I
for
talk
having
with
me.
you. Yeah, you're most
Yeah.
welcome, dude. I'm very familiar with your work, but I guess
Mm-hmm.
many other people as well. But can you tell us a bit more about yourself? Like, where you're from? How old are you? What was your life growing up?
Hi, everybody. My name is Hoang, and I'm from Hanoi, Vietnam. I'm 26 years old, and I have been doing calligraphy for 6 years, 8 years,
Okay.
sorry, 8 years
Okay.
from 2011. And yeah, and mostly by myself, but then I started learning quite a bit from 2013.
Was it like, did you have a love for the letters throughout all of your life, or it was something that you discovered at some point in your life?
Oh, I study economics in college, and I always want to do some graphic design, make money from that. And but I don't really like the computer work, and I decided to do something with my hands. I started with the hand lettering, drawing the letters, and then I found out about calligraphy online, and I took the lesson online, like the free ebooks and free video on YouTube, and I just doing it back in 2011. So it's like 2 years learning by myself, and until 2013 when a teacher from America, she came to Vietnam and she taught a class about Roman letters, and that is my first class in calligraphy.
As a self-taught person, and maybe at that time you didn't access to go to workshops, like how was it like starting by yourself? Did you feel a huge difference after you attended the workshop, or you think it is possible to learn by yourself if you know how to learn? Like,
Well, I would prefer doing both if possible. I want to spend a lot of time reading books and making research online, even I don't have a teacher, but the teacher will help you a lot. Like, she can talk in 5 minutes and you study that in 2 years, and that is amazing. When a click in your head, like that is the moment that you want. But self-study is great too, that you can discover everything by yourself and experiment and doing whatever you want. You do not really stick into any strict rules and just discover this technique. But the teacher, I don't know, it shortened the time a lot when you learn something. So I like doing both,
yeah,
learn by myself and with the teacher. And
and you,
even right now, I still study with the teacher, maybe 2 or 3 times a year overseas, like advanced class. So I want to learn something, I will contact a teacher to learn from them.
I see.
Yeah.
And you said you started with the online class. What was this online class? Where was it, and who was it made by?
Actually, it's not really an online class. It's just a video on YouTube,
Mm-hmm.
and it's free, like video by John de Calibus or Lloyd Ray knows about Italic, and some videos about pointed pen calligraphy on IAMPETH channel.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, but actually I started with broad edge calligraphy, and I started doing pointed pen later.
And do you have a preferred broad edge nib that you'd like to use? A brand?
Broad edge nib, I like the G-Lot a lot, 303. I like sharp nib. I like 303, and I like Leonard Principle. That is my favorite choice.
I see. And then what were the alphabets or calligraphy styles that you started with? Like, what did you start practicing with in the very beginning? And then what
Very
was...
beginning.
Yeah.
Yeah, go ahead. The very beginning is I start with, I think it's Roman letters.
Yeah.
I start with the most difficult.
You,
calligraphy style.
you think it's the most difficult?
I think it is, yeah.
Why is that?
I don't know. It's the structure is just so simple, but you have to be very elegant with the hand and the form and the spacings, and whatever you do with Roman will help you with other styles. Like they're really helpful to learn Roman, and also because it's very simple about the structure. It's just the more simple, the more difficult. So, yeah.
How many workshops have you attended about Roman?
Roman, let's say I start Roman with a teacher in 2013, and then John Steven
Oh,
twice, the
whoa,
brush Roman.
man,
Yeah,
you're a lucky one.
and yeah, and correspondent course with Christopher Hannes online about Roman letter, very simple structure. And yeah, that's it. Oh no, one more class with Tom Cam, the Roman brush with Tom Cam. I studied with him in Kyoto, 2017.
And why is that you're studying the same style by different people? Is it like that they teach you different stuff, or is it because of the master just to see what they have to tell you?
They mass in different way, and I want to see the different perspective, like how you see the Roman. Like Christopher Honnett, he sees the Roman, and he does the Roman mostly with the broad edge nib, but John Steven does it with the brush, but he write on the table. But Tom Cam also does it with the brush, but vertically, like on the wall. So they are very different. I want to, just try and see
Okay.
which one is the best. And I think I learned from them, every of them, like a little bit from this and a little bit from that, and just bring it to my style.
And which way do you prefer more, doing it with the brush or with the broad edge nib?
It's hard choice. I like the brush, but it's like I'm still very struggle with that. So I do more broad edge nib now. I'm more comfortable with the broad edge nib.
Mhm.
But I like the brush. I do brush time to time, and I practice maybe twice a week with the brush.
I see. And do you remember how much time were you spending in the beginning or like the first years on practicing
Oh,
calligraphy?
I think it's like maybe 4 to 6 hours a day at least,
Yeah.
sometimes 8 hours. So I practice a lot at school when the teacher was lecturing on the board, and I just practicing writing under there on my notebook with a fountain pen or the ballpoint pen. And it's not really calligraphy, it's just writing, but I really enjoy it. So, and after class I came home and I practiced with calligraphy. I made myself the pen from bamboo and some from the wood, and just dip it to the fountain pen ink and try it. So yeah, it's a lot of time. When I started, I practice must say every day, but not really doing any on plan lesson at all. I just see something online. I see the font. Oh, it's cool. So I want to try it. So I make the pen and I try it. Yeah.
And how much practice is important to you, and how much has this changed through the years, and how long do you
Mm.
spend on practicing now?
For now, I don't work it every day anymore because, it's right now I have a lot of art block. So if
Mm-hmm.
I keep doing that every day, um, it's like stop you there. So sometimes I have to take a break. But I try to write at least like 30 minutes a day. But when I really, really write something, I would spend a whole day, like 8 hours, just writing.
Okay.
It's like my job because it's now my job. So I have to do a lot of writing. I also make pen. I also do the lacquer painting. So I have to switch time to time from this job to the other job so I can make money. But I try to write at least 30 minutes a day, and or maybe 2 or 4 hours a day when I write a little piece of work like artwork or something.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, it's much shorter than before because I didn't explore anymore. I mean, I don't try everything anymore, so I just focus on some styles that I really like or I really want to use for my work. It's like Roman or Italic and some black letter.
But like when I look into your Instagram,
Mhm.
you've mastered plenty of different styles of calligraphy. Like, can you okay, like maybe not mastered, but you're doing well with them. I don't know how it
Yeah.
feels for you, but how many styles are you able to do, and how much time did it take you to learn so many different styles?
I think all of these, like broad edge, for example, all the style have some similarity that you can
Hmm.
apply the same rule, like how many pen width or how many pen angles, how much slant it is. So if you learn some styles like Roman or Italic and black letter, and
Yeah.
you know them well enough, you can do it like all the other styles. So because they are very similar about in historically and also about technically. So for me, I will start with these three first, and then I spend time to explore the variation from that. And then I learn different style like Carolingian or uncials, or maybe like Bastard or very small medieval styles.
Hmm.
But yeah, it's like for me, I don't spend 100% of time to do everything, but I try time to time when I see example online or in the book, I would copy that,
I
and
see.
then I do something with that, like maybe a little piece of artwork. And then and the same the pointed pen. If you know copperplate and you know Spencerian, you can do other stuff.
And you mentioned that Roman is probably hardest to learn. What was the
Hmm.
easiest for you to learn?
The easiest for me to learn personally, I think it is uncial,
Yeah.
because it's the structure is very simple, just round and square, and then maybe black letter. But there's so many style in black letter. But I think for me, the very easy to learn is the textura, the style, the textura style. It's mostly the block and the
Mm-hmm.
very geometricals, and I found it easy to learn. But I know that a lot of people have struggled with different things. But
Yes, yes.
yeah.
But for example, one show for me is also, I think it's one of the easiest to learn, and
Hmm.
like, I don't know why, but I don't see so many people doing stuff with it. And at the same time, I've
Hmm.
seen very few people which have learned it and then they push it a bit longer and they put something from then,
Hmm.
and then it becomes totally crazy, like some modern show which is super beautiful. And I really
Yeah.
wish more people get involved with it. And I don't know why they're not.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm not a big fan of Ancho, but recently I tried to do more with Ancho, and I want to change something about the Ancho. Say maybe do some with the syrups and very elegant like Ancho, not
Hmm.
bold and bunky and Ancho like the traditional one. So I
Yeah.
try to do something with that and make an artwork with that. And just a few posts in my Instagram, I post a piece of Ancho that I did differently, but I want to try another one. I was working on another one. I was in the middle of the 30-day calligraphy challenge.
Yeah.
I did a lot, and I'm too lazy to post picture right now. It's I think it's the middle of the month right already.
And
Yeah.
what is your favorite style then? Like your personal
I
favorite?
my favorite. I always pick three, like Roman,
Mm-hmm.
Italic, and Fraktur is the
Proctor?
three favorite. Yeah, I I know a lot of people love Fraktur. And for pointed pen, I like round hand, English round hand,
Mm-hmm.
Spencerian, and the flourishing, the offhand flourishing with a bird,
I see.
and yeah, the American style thing.
For example, like I'm doing mostly fracture and I work mostly with
Mm-hmm.
broad edge nib, and I have pointed nibs, but like I'm afraid from those nibs. Like I don't know, I feel like copper plate and Spencerian are super hard.
Yeah.
Is this true or it's just in my head?
I think when you look at the pointed pen, you have to see it in different way. You cannot do it the same at broad edge. It's
Mm-hmm.
like it's had to be lighter with the hand, with the movement, and also the form has to be different. So like I think a lot of people have the problem with the pointed pen because they do pointed pen in the broad edge way.
Okay.
And the reverse. It's like, it's not block and blanky, it's flow. So you have to move your hand quite confidently. So yeah, that I think that is the problem when I teach a lot of students.
Oh, you teach workshops
They are
as well?
afraid to move their hand. Yeah, I did a lot of workshop.
Okay, then we'll speak about this a bit later. I wanted
Sure.
to ask, what, like, you're a young person, you're like 26, like, how does one person like you get influenced? Because I've seen you have pictures with so many masters, like real masters of calligraphy, and like many people I know that are just inspired by other young people like me or other people from the team who are just doing some modern stuff. Like, what does it take for one young person to be influenced and inspired by the masters and wants to learn in the traditional ways?
Yeah. So I went to a lot of calligraphy conference, and I had chance to meet many people, and they are very kind, generous to share their knowledge, and then they introduced me to this teacher and the other teacher. They give me the email, and I write them the email about last month I learned with Peter Thornton. So I met Peter Thornton at the conference, but we didn't talk much. I was very shy to talk with the teacher. It's like some of them are very super. Oh, I'm a big fan. I can hold your hand, and I'm very afraid talking to them. And one of my friends, I think she recommended me to learn gilding with him, and I got his email, and I decided to write him an email asking about learning from him. Like, do you teach at home? Can I visit you? He said yes. They're like, oh, great. I'm very excited. And I signed up for that immediately. And right after the Cheerio workshop, I went to his house and learned about that. And
nice.
Yeah, that's just how I work. It's like I just email them and ask them if they, willing to teach something, and I want to learn from them. So it just asked, and the worst is that no answer, but it's all right. Just move on and ask different people. Yeah.
And what is your top 3 teachers that you attend the workshops by them? Like, what are your top 3 favorite that you are most happy that you met them, that they taught you?
I don't have many teachers. Let's see. The first teacher is in 2013, and the second teacher is Christopher Hannes in 2016. And he's one of my favorite, and John Steven is also my favorite. Yeah. Christopher Hannes, John Steven, and who's that? Ewan Clayton.
Yeah.
You know him? Yeah, that's my 3. Ewan Clayton is very knowledgeable about the history and about the about the styles that he does.
I see. And can you say 3 names that are just inspiration for you, and names that you admire?
I really like Julian Waters and Winner Snyder. Julian Waters and Herman Zapp. Everybody know Herman Zapp. But they are 3 because I do mostly broad edge calligraphy now, and they are the biggest influence on me about the style, about the calligraphy and design. So yeah. So
you study works of Herman Zapp? You have any books of him, or like, how is it?
Yes, I have many books about Herman Zapp. Like almost every book, probably. Yeah.
Really?
Every book about Herman Zapp, I have it. Yeah.
Where are you getting them from, man?
I just bought it from eBay and Amazon.
Okay.
Yeah.
Because usually I buy only from Amazon, but sometimes I totally forget that eBay exists, and I never thought about searching.
Yeah.
Herman Zapp. I have to do
I got a lot of books from eBay at good price. Like the book Universal Penman.
Yes.
I got 12 copies.
What?
Published in 1941 to 1945. This hold on just a second.
But
like this one.
Why do you need 12 copies, man?
I don't know. I just like it. It's really good copy at very good price, like $40.
So you have 12 of those?
I have 12 though. I'm a big
don't
fan of.
don't
I'm a
you?
big fan. I have
Whoa!
like 800 books on the shelf, all
This
tied.
all about calligraphy?
This is my library. Yes.
What, dude? Wait! I'm totally speechless. Like, damn, man!
Yeah.
Like,
I have a pretty big library.
are you
Calligraphy.
selling one of these 12 copies?
Yeah. I have many books about calligraphy, typography, and some book about the lacquer painting that I do, lacquer painting. And
Okay.
a lot of them is calligraphy. Yeah.
Like, can you pick three
And
books
I
from?
also have a lot of, I'm sorry,
Can you pick three
three
books
books.
from? Yeah, just pick them. Which are your top favorite and show them to me.
My top favorite. Okay. About
Man.
calligraphy only.
Well, if it's something else, letters as well. Like, I don't know, typography,
Sure.
whatever it's inspiring you. And how long time have you been collecting those books?
So this first one is calligraphy by Claude Mediavilla.
Yes,
I
I
don't
know
know if you
it.
can see it. Yeah. The second book is The Art of Lettering
Oh.
by Copper, like
Albert?
Kapr.
Yeah, Albert
Albert
Kapper.
Karp. Yeah, yeah. This is my second favorite, and the third one, I pick it for a pointed pen calligraphy. So this is the elegant hand.
Nice.
Yeah, this is for pointed pen calligraphy.
I see.
Actually, it's mostly American penmanship, but I really like this book. It gave me a lot of inspiration, and I have more, but the top three is hard to pick. I have a
Man,
lot more.
how long time have you been collecting those books?
So in 2013, I have 13 books about calligraphy. In 2017, I got 500 books.
What?
Yeah.
Dude.
And today is 2019, I have 800 books.
Are you for real?
Yeah.
Like, do you eat or you spend all your money on books?
Probably. I spend all of my money for books and my woodworking shop. So I have a woodworking studio about wood turning and all kind of machine.
Yeah, man, you blew my mind. I did not expect this, and I'm like, damn, I want to look all these books now. Like,
Yeah.
wow.
If you can come to Hanoi, you're welcome to see the books.
Man, I would love to come. And sure,
Yeah.
I remember this invitation because, man, this is crazy.
Yeah.
I think even Paul
Yeah.
Antonio doesn't have so many books. Like, what? Dude,
Yeah. I have a lot of books about Japanese art and lacquer painting, and some book about fountain pen as well. So it's just my personal collection, and I have many magazine. What is that? The O magazine, Calligraphy magazine, a big collection. The first time I got the magazine is in 2016 when I got a scholarship to go to the IAMPETH. And then John Neal is very generous. You know John Neal's store, right?
Of course.
They're very generous to give me $100
voucher
discount. Yeah, voucher. And I spent all of them to buy the magazine.
Okay.
And it's just like a couple $1 each, and then I bought them all. Spent $100 for them.
Are those books are those magazines still on sale on John News?
Yes, they have the Letter Art Review magazine, but these magazine is like from 1980 to 2000.
Okay.
Very hard to find. And I talked to many calligraphy guild in America that if they are selling the old issues of the magazine, I would love to buy. And I bring home, and some of my students come over and just read the magazine. I really enjoy the magazine because a lot of them are like the study that not include in the books at all.
Mm-hmm.
It's just personal study by particular calligraphers, and I really like reading them. Like Sheila Water, you know her book, right?
Of
Her book
course.
is originally is a lot of article from the magazine, a collection
Okay.
of many articles in the magazine.
Dude, can you after the podcast, is it possible for you to like shoot a short video just going through the magazines? Because I'm really interested, like how does
Sure.
it look like? Because I have plans. I want to make Calligraphy Masters magazine, and I want to
Yeah.
make it good and useful. So maybe this can give me some ideas.
Yeah, you can go to John Neal book website,
Mm-hmm.
and then you see the letter art review.
So,
Subscribe, so you can
oh,
subscribe for that 4 issues a year.
okay, awesome, man.
Yeah.
That's crazy. So let's talk a bit about IAMPETH. You said you
Mhm.
won a scholarship, or how does this
Yeah.
happen? Does it mean that
So
you're one of the IAMPETH masters, or I don't know how?
no. I'm a member of the IAMPETH, the organization, right? You have to
Okay.
pay like $35 a year for the membership.
Uh-huh.
And then if you're a member, you are allowed to apply for the scholarship. So they have two scholarships, one for American only, which is only in the States, and one international scholarship from any
Huh.
other country. So I got this international scholarship, and I applied it. The first time I applied, it was 2014, I think so, but I didn't get it. But the
Mm-hmm.
second time I apply is in 2016, and I got that scholarship. So they paid my airfare, and they paid for the conference fees and the hotel, almost everything for the conference. And yeah, that is when I got it, and it helped a lot. You know, travel from other side of the globe to America and took this conference. It's an amazing conference. Yeah, I really
So
enjoy it.
you said like the first time you didn't get it, the second you got it. Like, what does it depend on if you get it or not? Is it like you have to show
I
some work
think
of
it's
yours?
Yeah. I had to send them my application, include 3 of my artwork, and
Mm-hmm.
answer some question like writing an essays to supply to submit your work.
Uh-huh.
And I think in 2014 when I applied, I'm not really ready yet, so my work is not good enough or something. And the second time is within 2016 is a little bit better, improved, and I got it. Or maybe
And
it's just my luck.
you know, do you know how many people get something like this each year, or?
They only offer one scholarship a year for
Okay.
international and one for American. Yeah.
So
Yeah.
that's kind of crazy, man. That's nice.
Yeah, actually, I got 3 scholarship. I got one every year from 16, 17, and 18. So 16, I got the IAMPETH scholarship. 17, I got dancing letter scholarship. And the 2013, 18, I got the Seattle letter scholarship, which is offered by the Guild of the Seattle Letters Conference. So it's 3 years in a row.
Man,
It's helped a lot.
yeah, I think you're living the calligrapher's dream.
Yeah. We just need to apply. Well, well, just try it, and
Yeah, but
maybe it's
I didn't even know that such stuff exists, man. Like I'm
well,
running
there's a lot
calligraphy
of things.
masters,
Yeah,
and like
yeah,
you're coming with some stuff like I'm like, what is this? What?
yeah, yeah. I can email you some about the scholarship out there. The Dancing Letter Scholarship is the scholarship that I donate the most
Mm-hmm.
every year. So I visit Chris York, Chris York, right? The pen
Yes,
maker.
yes.
So I visit him every year, and we make pens together and donate that. Like we make the auction about these pen on Instagram and donate all the sale to the Dancing Letter Scholarship.
Oh,
So
that's
it's like
pretty cool,
2000,
man.
yeah, 17, we donate almost $1,000.
Nice. And
And then last year, maybe 700. And this year maybe 500 or 700. I can't remember, but yeah, around $700 to $1,000 every year.
Which months of the year is this happening?
The Dancing Letter Scholarship.
Yeah, this thing that you're collecting money for it and donating.
I make pens when I visit Chris in July or August.
Man, I
around
missed
that
it.
time. Yeah.
You know what? Next year when you go doing it, just drop me 1 or 2 weeks before this. I'll give you a hand. I'll push it promoting on Calligraphy Masters, and hopefully you make some more money to donate to them.
Sure, yeah, that would be helpful a lot. Yeah,
because this is a super awesome cause, and if I knew earlier, I would help earlier. But keep in mind for next year.
Yeah, yeah, okay. We did very well last year. Yeah.
Nice. Sure. And let's talk a bit about pens, man. Like how did you get into making your own pens? Like
so Facebook just remind me today 5 years ago is when I started doing pens. So I started doing pen in 2014.
Okay.
Before that, I got a lot of. Sorry.
You have an anniversary today?
Yeah, I think so.
That's awesome,
exactly
man.
Today. Yeah. It's awesome. 5 years. So in 2014, I got a lot a problem with the pens because I don't have many proper tools, or we didn't have the store in Vietnam back then. So I had to buy a lot from other country, and mostly America. So it's very expensive for me. Back then, I only have one pen, the Speedbone plastic holder.
Yeah.
But it's great for beginner. But if you get serious about it, it's not great anymore. So I want to do something with the wood, and I buy a couple pen from Paper Ink Art. But the shipping is crazy. It's like double prices, more than the pen.
Crazy.
And back then, there only maybe 3 pen makers, like Chris Joke, Brian Smith, Unique Oblique, and Chris Hell and Heather Hell. They make the pen. They are all in America and Canada. So it's really hard to contact them to buy pens. I was thinking like maybe I should try doing that, buy a lathe and learn wood turning just to save money
of course.
from buying pen from other country. And Vietnam has a lot of wood resources, and they are very beautiful wood. So I thought about it. I decided to buy a lathe and learn. I had zero experience with woodworking at all.
Yeah.
I never tried it before, and I learned it by YouTube.
Okay.
And I bought a lathe and a couple of tools and just do it by myself. And I just Facebook with Chris Yoke, and email him to ask how to do this, how to do that. And I learned it by myself. I did it, make the pens. And yeah, it worked. It's like kind of crazy thing that I have to try. And I just keep doing that in 2 years until I had a chance to visit Chris Yoke in his house in Indianapolis and really learn about pen making there. Okay. But before that 2 year, I was crazy. I do that without the math, without the classes, a lot of things. I was very lucky to learn it, and it's safe back then. But yeah, that's what I did. But the good thing is that I learned it by myself, and I explored many things. I how to spray lacquer, how to brush the lacquer, how to turn the wood, how to prepare the wood, and learn a lot from YouTube. And then after I visited Chris Yoke and see he's setting up for the pen shop, I came back to Vietnam and I really have my own studio about woodworking. So that is the turning point. I visited him and I changed everything to a very professional pen making wood shop. But right now I have a pretty nice shop with all kind of machines and maybe 5,000 pen blanks.
Whoa.
Yeah, there's a lot of pen blanks and different burl, wood, antler, all kind of materials that I can have to do pen making. Yeah.
And do you remember when you started, like you said, you learned yourself, when you started trying to learn, or how long time did you take until you make the first pen that for you it was is good, you were happy with it?
I think it's a couple of months, maybe 3 or 4 months. It looked like a pen, and it's usable. But it's not really a great design or engineer, but it's still work, and I still keep that pen. It's somewhere. Right? Hold a second. I want to show it.
Awesome.
Just back there. Oh, 1 second.
Yeah, no worries.
So this is the first pen that I made from Vietnamese wood. The first is not the first one, but I mean this the one that really looked like a pen and usable. And yeah, I finished that with olive oil, with cooking oil.
Nice. That's good, man.
Yeah, it's very shiny now. Maybe it's turning to this every almost 5 years, so it's turning to pretty shiny. But before that, it looked terrible. It's not terrible. Yeah. This is the first pen I made.
You still writing with it sometimes?
No, I keep it in my personal collection now, but I don't use that. But it's great to have the first one with you.
Okay. How much time usually takes to create a pen?
Back in 2014, maybe I can make 2 pens a day. It took a long time. But right now I may make like 5 pens a day.
Okay.
Or if very crazy day, I make 10 pens.
Oh.
If I have to, yeah. But before, it take a long time to learn how to do this. It's kind of scary using the tool because woodworking is a bit too much with the turning. I was scared about it, and then right now it's just very confident. I can make the very thin, like this, very very thin pen.
Yeah, that's great. Show me some pens. That's be nice.
Like that.
Whoa.
Long and thin. I turn this in like 30 minutes.
What?
On the whole pen. Yeah.
Crazy.
It takes shorter when, yeah, it's kind of my professional job right now. So it took shorter time to turn a pen. Yeah. And I make some crazy pen like this with the wood segment.
Nice.
Yeah. With the snake wood.
Okay. So is it like a different feeling to write with a pen that you created than rather than buying a pen from someone?
Yes, it's right now because I know my pens already, so I can control. I make this pen particular for this style, make the other pen for other style. So my pen bag is always have maybe 10 or 12 different pen. Where's my pen bag? Here's so my daily use pen will be at least 10 pens.
Nice.
Yeah, and the straight holder, and then maybe 5 oblique.
You make also straight holders?
I do, yeah.
Oh man.
Oblique and straight. And I lacquer them. It's a little very fancy pen holder.
Dude, I didn't know you're making straight holders, because nice.
I do. Yeah.
So where can people get your pens, man? Where can they find them and buy them?
You can go to my website, huihuangdao.com. The website in my Instagram account. Or you can email me for custom order. Because sometimes I'm pretty busy. I don't have much time to make pens, so it's better to email me just to tell me what you want, and I make the pen for you. And sometimes I make the pen and up them on my website, and people just see through and pick up the one they like and buy it from there. Yeah.
And what's the price range you usually sell these pens?
It depends. The normally from $80 to $150 with a good design and good finish. And I have lacquer pen will be like $400, $500 because of how much time you spend. to make the pen. Like I was working on the pen, the Mother Pro inlay. It's still in the progress. It take a couple more, maybe 2 more weeks to finish.
Wait, I'll show you something. Maybe you like it. Just a sec.
Yeah.
So I have 2 pens by Kalemkes. He's a Turkish dude.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know, maybe you enjoy it. Like this is the first one.
Cool.
I don't know what is it made from,
Awesome.
but like I know this is super expensive. He sells them quite expensive, like couple of $100, but those are gifts.
Yeah.
And this is a whole set. Like, wait.
Oh.
First, this is the.
Oh wow, that's nice.
This is the pen holder. I don't know if you can see the details on the.
Yeah, the carving is amazing.
Everything, and then he made also this and this. Like, this is super cool.
Nice. And it's super cool.
You ever try to do something like this, like a stamp?
Yeah, I turn the handle, but I don't make the stand, but I turn the handle.
Okay. Oh. Yeah. Are you selling stuff like this as well?
No, I just make it for fun.
Well, maybe hopefully now when the people see it, they'll get interested and start asking you to make some.
Yeah. I buy the stamp on Amazon and I make the handle just to make it more nicer.
Yeah, awesome. Then, you said a couple of years ago there were not so many pen makers, but now I think there are more people, or at least thanks to Instagram, there is like
a lot of people make pens these days. But the problem is you can't make enough money from it to stay longer in the business. I know a lot of people come and go. They're doing pen, but they cannot sell it. And so you have to stop and do something else. But that is a problem, yeah.
So why do you think is this problem? Like, why can't they not sell them?
I think because they don't really understand about the pen. They don't know how to write. Then they don't understand the tools they make. So sometimes they look very fancy, but it doesn't work.
Okay.
So, I make the pen and they fancy and they has to be like workable, usable. So it's useful to use that with. So I don't want to make the pen just for display.
Yeah.
It's more functional, I think so.
And other than the names you mentioned already, are there some names that whose pens you like and would recommend to people to check?
A lot of people. So I would really recommend Chris Yoke and Chris Held and Brian Smith. They stay in the business for long. And for the budget pen, you can buy from John Neal and Paper Ink Art. The other pen makers like Inkslinger, Inkslinger. And a couple people on Instagram. I can't remember. Can't remember their Instagram account, but I follow them on my pen making account. So I know they are pretty good at that. Yeah, I know some of them in Europe. I think so. He's a pretty good pen maker. I have to check.
Well, if you check it, if you can send me the links, that'd be awesome.
Sure. Yeah.
Let's talk about how starting to make money from what you do, like with letters and pens. Like, how long did it take from the moment you started till the moment you started making money, and what was the way of making those money with calligraphy?
When I started in 2011, I didn't think about making money from that at all, because I was in the first year in the college. I still want to do something else to make money. So calligraphy is still a hobby then. But after my first class in 2013, and I think I want to do something more seriously with calligraphy, and I was trying to make money out of it. So I teach a couple of friends and at home is not expensive at all, like $5 an hour. It's very cheap, just for fun. Just make enough money to buy pens and ink and pen holder and papers. And then do you know Fever.com?
Yeah.
Yeah. I was very lucky when I found this website back in 2013, I think so. They just started the website.
Yeah.
And I am very, very beginning. I'm very, very first member that sign up for that website and make money from that. So I designed signature and tattoos for $5 each. It was crazy. And then I got a service with $20 for like upgrade service with 3 more designs, something like that. And $45 with the video, I doing that, the tattoo or the signature. So I designed for a lot of people on Fever, like their signature, and it's great for me because I have chance to practice with calligraphy, and I also make a couple of money from that. I think I make about $200 or $300 a month. It's not a big number, but back in the college, it's something. It helps me to pay the bill. Yeah, pay the bill, pay for my school, and then I do some other job too. I manage a group of artists and took some commission, and then 1 year later in 2014, I got more commission from the local fashion brand and wedding.
Nice.
And some private customer from other country that they required me to write something for family or wedding, and also the brands, and I make money more from that. But it's not really nice job at all because you have to repeat the same thing over and over and over. Dealing with the wedding is crazy. I don't like working with the people. And and I start teaching seriously in 2014. It's like 3 years after I started, and I got invited to teach overseas in 2015. So I start teaching around Southeast Asia, like Singapore and Thailand and Indonesia, Malaysia, Brunei, and then I got invitation to teach in Australia and America and Taiwan. Nice. So I went abroad quite a lot and teach a workshop, and I make pens from 2014. So everything is pretty nice to following this and that, and they keep growing and make more business from there.
And what are the things that you're teaching on the workshops? Is it specific style, or you have a variety of workshops that you're teaching?
Yeah, I have variety of workshop. I teach in Vietnam. I teach big workshop twice a year. Big workshop means it's 4 day long.
Okay.
4 days, yeah, from 9 a.m. to 5 p.m. 4 days. And then in the middle of these workshops, I would teach shorter workshop, maybe 2 days, 3 days, or 2 weekends, or maybe 2 hours for the market fair, art fair. And then I spend other time teaching in other country, maybe in like 3 days in the weekend, Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. And I teach for the American Guild, maybe Saturday and Sunday. So yeah, it's not a lot of teaching. I slowed down my teaching a lot in last 2 years because I want to spend more time learning, but I'm getting back to teaching. So right now I am going to teach an online class in November about italic. Yeah, it's 6 weeks long about italic.
So like, what does it depend on? How long is the workshop? You said some are 2 days, some are 4 days. Does it depend on the style or what?
It depends on the level of the student. Like 2 day usually a very beginning student, but 4 day more in depth with maybe intermediate or advanced technique. And we spend a lot of time like making the projects or art book to finish the workshop. So it's not just writing ABC all day long. They have a lot of tasks to finish in 4 days. Yeah. And I always pick a subject for the workshop. So it's not like sitting there, copy this, copy that. You have to really work with the composition, planning with the color or, spacings and all kind of material you want, all kind of paper, ink, pens, and put them together in an artwork. So that is what I like to do more these days. It's like teaching more in-depth workshop rather than 1 or 2 day commercial workshop for fun. Yeah.
Hmm. Do you enjoy more teaching workshops or attending workshops?
For making money, yes, I have to teach, but I really like learning too. I learning from the masters. It's really blow your mind with their knowledge and experience, and see their original pieces in their own studio. It's just amazing experience. I really like it. But it also means that you had to spend a lot of money to go overseas
Of
to visit
course.
them and pay for the teaching fee. And so it's had to be balanced. Sometimes I have to teach and more, and maybe another time I will learn more.
But you've met already with so many masters. Are there any masters left that you still can learn from them?
Well, yeah, there's still a lot of, like, I haven't been in Europe, and I know a lot of great teacher in Europe.
Yeah.
Like Elmo, Elmo van Slingerland,
Oh,
or
yes.
Christopher Hahn, yeah. Like Christopher Hahn at Luca Barcelona, and Yves Leterme, and so many more in Europe, and I haven't got an opportunity to visit.
But have you attended workshops with Paul Antonio, or is this?
No, I haven't.
You
I haven't either.
No, because I think I've seen
No.
pictures of you with him, or is it
Yeah,
mine?
I met him at the IAMPETH conference, but I haven't to workshop with him.
Okay. Huh.
Yeah.
So, do you you have any plans on coming to Europe, or?
I don't know yet, because usually when I travel, I try to travel at least 2 or 3 weeks or a month to maximize my time and learn from as many teachers I can, or meet people, or went for the conference. And I also had to do something to make money back to balance the trip, because it's usually took a couple $1,000 for one trip. It's pretty expensive for me. Like if I go to America to attend the conference, I can sell my pens and books, artwork over there. So it pay back a little bit. And I travel state to state to teach a workshop in different guilds.
Huh.
So it helped, yeah. And I travel to Asia, it's shorter, so it's okay. But
Yeah.
to Europe, it's still a long trip, and I have to plan it carefully with what I want to do. Yeah.
So, and if somebody invites you to teach a workshop in Europe?
I think I got invitation, but it didn't work out because it's not good timing for me.
No, I was thinking maybe I should invite you around here to make a workshop.
Yeah. Yeah, I would love to. Yeah. Where are you living right now?
Well, I'm in Bulgaria.
Oh, okay.
It's I don't know if you know where it is. It's like in the
yeah, I know.
It's in the eastern side of Europe.
But it's very easy for you to go around Europe, right?
Yeah.
You don't need to visa or something. Yeah.
No.
Yeah.
But maybe you can also teach in Berlin, in the Theos One Scriptorium Berlin.
Oh, okay.
He might be interested.
I saw that. Yeah. Yeah, I saw it's very nice.
It's a nice place, and he invites a lot of masters to teach there as well. So.
Yeah. It's a wonderful place. Yeah.
It is. Okay, I think I have to think about it, because that'd be a nice opportunity. First to meet you, and second to let people attend your workshop, man.
Yeah. Thank you.
Wait. Like, what do you remember? What were like? It's a bit. I jump back, but I just remember now my question from earlier. Like, do you remember what were the biggest struggles you had when you were beginning calligraphy?
The biggest struggle, I think, is how to fix my own work. I studied by myself, so most of the time I just copy. Copy the book, copy exemplar, copy like from other great calligraphers that I really admire. And the thing is how to get out of that and do your own style. I think it's very important and for long-term doing calligraphy. And it's really difficult for me when I started. because I don't have the mentor that tell you what to do that. So it took me a long time to learn how to explore myself as an artist and do my own style instead of copying all the time. So that is the biggest struggle for me.
Okay, and I have one more question, which I was supposed to ask earlier, but I just remember
It's okay.
now. Do you have any idea how many pens have you created for 5 years?
Maybe 3,000, 3,500, around
What?
that number. Yeah.
That's
I did
crazy, man.
make a lot of pens beginning when, it's a lot of fail and break on delay, and, I destroy them. And then I start selling them in 2015.
Okay.
So it's a year after I start selling them. But yeah. And then, it's good. I make good money from that. I don't know. Maybe it's because I do calligraphy and I make pen. So I know what to do. And people have trust on that and they buy the pen. But yeah, I sell pens.
And
Quite okay.
are you up for, like, for example, I think maybe I might have asked you on Instagram, but I'm not sure. Like, are you up for creating, like, for example, 100 pen series? Like 100
pen.
Yeah, 100 pens for just for one person. Like, for example, for Calligraphy Masters.
I can't. I don't think I can do that. It takes a long time.
Yeah.
To make 100 pens. Yeah. Maybe I can make like 12 to maybe 20, 25 pens, but 100 is a lot. Yeah.
How much time would it take for 20, 25?
20, 25, maybe a week or so.
Okay. Yeah, that's quite okay.
Quite a lot of time to make them, but they are very basic pen. It just turn it.
Yeah.
Make maybe the flange and maybe do some wax finish on that. But the shiny finish or lacquer, it took a long time. Or maybe if you want like wood segment, combine different wood together, it took even longer to finish. So yeah, it depends on what kind of pens.
Okay.
I can make. Yeah.
I'll think about it and I'll write it to you.
Sure. Yeah.
Because I have plans. I want to sell some stuff, Calligraphy Masters, like not only merch, but I have plans for pens and markers. And I want to work with people like you who are making them and not just go somewhere and make a huge order.
Yeah, I can do that. But I think it's possible because I will stay in Vietnam for quite a long time until April next year. So I have more time here to work on my own things.
Awesome. Yeah. Then I'll drop you an email soon about it.
Ure, yeah.
And you mentioned when you're traveling, you sell your pens and if I heard correctly, books.
Yeah, I have a couple books coming up.
You have your own books?
Yeah, it's not really like an academic book. It's more like a manual, how to do this, how to do that. I have a book already about Spencerian ornamental penmanship and flourishing. And I sold, I think 200 books.
Nice.
In last 10 months.
Okay.
So I print a couple batches and then I bring them with me to this conference and sell them. Last time I went to IAMPETH, I sold 20 books in one night.
So are those books available for people to order online?
Yes, I'm collecting pre-order now, so I know how many books I have to print. So if you go to my website and go to the store and book, you see the italic book is for collecting the pre-order, and another book about Spencerian is coming up in October 25th. So I'm going to take the order, and in December I will start shipping them.
Wait, I need to do this pre-order, man.
Sure, yeah.
I want a book.
You can go to the pre-order. Yep.
Oh, but okay. So
just go to my website. I have all the information about it, even an online class or a workshop or store.
What is this, dude?
This is the inkwell holder.
Damn, that's
the lacquer painting with the mother of pearl and eggshells inlay. So that is a store with the pens.
Crazy, man. This is for sale now.
Yeah, this
Man,
is for sale.
people, I'll put all the links to Dao, like to his Instagram and to the shop, so you can also check them there. There's some crazy stuff, man.
Yeah, thank you.
What?
I'm
Nice.
making more pens. So these are the ones that I'm making. I think you're gonna love to see it. Um, I have a documentary about these pen as well.
You
So
have a
when it's
documentary?
yeah,
A movie?
it's not ready yet. Yeah, it's a movie about this, but they are not ready yet. But when it's ready, I will email you the link.
Where,
Take
where,
a look.
where will it be uploaded?
In November, in late on November,
Yeah, but
about after Thanksgiving.
where?
On my YouTube channels and on my website, on Facebook, and everywhere I can put a video. But I email you
Okay, that'd be awesome,
about
man.
these. It'd be great to share that with the people. Like I have a documentary about making the pen and using the pen to write the calligraphy.
Okay.
So it's pretty nice. Yeah, I was working with the filming people.
Is it on your YouTube channel?
Yes, not yet. In
Not yet?
November. Not yet. Yeah.
Okay. That's
Take a look
awesome, man.
when it's ready. Yeah.
Sure, I'll definitely take a look and share it with people.
Sure. Yeah.
Be awesome. And do you work on some prints, or have you ever created any prints?
Yes, I was working with the printer, though. I hope that they are ready in the December as well, so you can go and order the artwork. Yeah.
Nice.
I have prints. I have a lot of artwork, like 125 pieces.
Whoa.
And they're some of them pretty big size, and some of them you haven't seen on my Instagram before, but I don't like posting them. But
Why? Why is that?
maybe there's a little like misspelling there, and I don't post it on my Instagram. And a lot of them is for the private customer, and they require me not to post them on social media.
I see.
So it just keeps it for myself. Yeah, it's like a draft or maybe a test to show the customer. Yeah.
And what is your favorite kind of work to do? Like for if somebody orders, like what's your favorite thing to do? Like you said, you don't like really doing wedding stuff because it's repetitive. And
yeah. I like the big piece, like a fine art, like writing with color and black and white, do some maybe illumination with gold and colors. I work with that. Yeah, that is what I make money from. I have a couple pieces that I sell for the galleries. It's not a very expensive one, but yeah, it's selling for like big piece of fine art. I'm selling them on the galleries in Hanoi, and I have two exhibition this year.
Okay.
The one exhibition is my solo exhibition in March that I show 30 pieces of my work in a cafe. And the second exhibition is a group exhibition with other artists that show my work on paper. So that is a two exhibition.
Where are those exhibitions?
In Hanoi. It's mostly for local people. Yeah.
Okay. Well, you should take them around the world, man.
Yeah. Yeah. I hope that I will finish my piece for the Calligraphy Museum in Russia. And I donate one for them. Yeah.
Man, with all the books you have, you can make your own museum, dude.
It's a library. Yeah, I have a lot of stuff and tools, even art supply. I have so many as well.
Do you have any idea approximately how much money you've spent on calligraphy related stuff like books, pens, inks, and
I didn't count. I don't know. I don't want to know. It's quite a lot. Yeah.
That's quite a lot, I think so.
Yeah, it's quite a lot. It's all my earning in last at least 5 years. I spent all of them for books and supplies. But it's great. Like I have a lot of paper. I have a lot of things to inspire me every day. So sometimes I got art block. I just stop and read the books and see beautiful work in the book, read the good information, do something else. Yeah.
Man, I think I've spoke with somebody else before on the podcast, and I think it was half a pixel, this girl, And she told me that she reads the books, and now you tell me you read the books. I think I'm the only one who has calligraphy books and doesn't read them. I'm just watching, and that's it. I don't really read the books.
Yeah, it's okay. Yeah, read the book. I don't read them like the whole book from the beginning to the end. I will pick up the section that I really want to read, and then I compare different books that have the similarity. Read from them.
Okay, this sounds like something I can do.
Yeah, you can do that. Yeah.
Usually I read books. Like I love reading books, but when it comes to calligraphy books, I just use it for my eyes, to, I don't know, just to watch images and stuff like this. And now, like, you're another person who tells me he's reading, but the way you explain it, this sounds more reasonable to me.
Yeah, it's like a lot of books have the same things. Like the history is the same, the lesson is the same, but you may see the different little details differently, and then you have to bring them together and compare. So that's how I see all of my books here. Yeah, it's too many to read.
Yeah,
I cannot read them all from beginning to the end. I have to pick up the things that I really want to read. Yeah.
I see. And dude, it's obvious by now that you're mostly like inspired by masters and people who are long in calligraphy. Are there any people who are younger and doing some more modern stuff that you like and that you're inspired by?
Yes, there's for some people on Instagram that like a lot of them was really great at exploring things like Michael Ward.
Yeah,
you know him, yeah. And a couple of people I know a lot of people in Japan that they're really great at calligraphy. They're young. It's not really great young like me, but like 30 years old or 40 years old. But they're really, really good in Japan.
Okay.
Like they're crazy good.
They're also on Instagram?
No, they're not active on Instagram, on Facebook. But I had a chance to visit them last time in Tokyo. And I visited their studio and I was stunned by their beautiful work.
Huh.
Yeah, it's a lot of people in Japan that they don't know about them exist. Yeah.
Wow,
they're really nice. Yeah.
Why do you think is this like? Why they don't spread their work or something?
I don't know. Maybe they're not great at English. They don't share that on the English community. Or they're just Japanese people are usually quite shy, and they think that they are not good enough to put it out there. But I think it's great.
I see.
Yeah, and young people too, in like Nina Tran in LA, and they're very good at. She's really good at lesson and sharing that with people, and a couple people in Korea and Hong Kong, they inspired me about the different ideas too as well. Yeah, but technically I got inspiration from the master, obviously, the knowledge and their techniques, but about the ideas and how interact with people, interact with the community. I really enjoy learning that from young people around my age.
Awesome.
Seriously, I'm not really good at the technology. I'm not really good at social media, I think. So sometimes very lazy to put the videos or the night post, night picture. I was lazy at that. I just post whatever I want to do on my Instagram. Yeah.
So what do you think about all the iPad calligraphy that's been popping the last 1-2 years or something like this?
I'm not really into that. It's too easy, with the iPad, everything is simplifying. It's just right there, and you just move you don't feel the materials. You don't feel the nib or ink or paper, which take a long time to work with that. The iPad is just too easy.
I know what you mean.
I think it's like maybe if you already know about the calligraphy, you can try the iPad to sketch the idea to save the paper, or it's faster. But I would prefer doing that by hand on the real materials than on the iPad. Well, I'm not against them, but I just think that it's just too easy to go, and it's not great for long term.
Yeah, I don't think also it's a good thing to start with, because of course it's good if you already have skills and stuff like this. Sure, go for it. But
Yeah.
I also am not a fan to start with it, and it simplifies too many things about the craft.
Yeah. Yeah. And yeah, it's just for fun. I think so. It's not for long term doing art.
And do you know, or like, can you share with me what is the advice that you have received from any master that has helped you the most in your journey?
I think the most I really appreciate that one of my teachers told me, it's not a calligraphy teacher, it's lack of teacher, but he said to me that you have to read 80% and just write 20%. So it's like training your eye is as important as training your hand. Learn how to see good things. And that's why I read a lot of books and make a lot of research and spend the other time writing with that. So it's just, you shouldn't do writing every day with the same thing. You need to take a break, see out there what is a good one, and learn that again. So it's great for me. It's helped me to overcome a lot of art block in my 5 years. Like sometimes I have stuck at this technique, I take a break, do something else, come back, and it's happened again. So it's great for me to do that. I think it should be there for other people too, and just don't repeat one thing every day. You need to learn to see as well. Yeah,
I see. And is this the same thing you're willing to say to people, or there is something else you can tell to people who are just starting into calligraphy, or they're thinking if they should start? What advice would you give?
When people start doing calligraphy, I think it's hard to say like you should stay with the disciplines. It's hard for everybody. But start with something you're comfortable with and really want to do. Don't start with something you want to follow the trend or keep up with people. Just take your time to learn the basic and then keep moving. It takes 1 or 2 years maybe, but yeah, stay with that and keep doing it. That's what I do. And ask people. Don't hesitate to ask. Yeah,
that's a great advice, man.
Yeah.
So, man, that was a great talk, dude. I'm really happy. I'm blown from stuff that you shared with me, and I think it's really cool. I think lots of people will be inspired and surprised. So, is there something that I haven't asked you, but you were willing to speak about, or if there is something you want to promote, just go for it, man.
Yeah. I don't know. It's a very nice conversation with you, like talking about all kind of stuff and all of my collection. It's a lot of fun. Yeah. I email you for sure if I have something in mind that I forgot to tell. Yeah.
Awesome, man. Great. Thanks for being guest on the podcast, buddy. And as always, keep writing.
Thank you.
Okay.